Okay, we will go ahead and get started. Doug, you can go ahead and ask the first question.
Such pressure. Coach, good to see you as always. So you're obviously playing a team that's really, really hot in the sky. How can you try to slow them down since they have like so many options that can score at any point, it seems? It seems you're muted still.
We're learning. Hey, Doug. What's impressive about Chicago during this win streak, or if you just compartmentalize their last 5 games, is their ability to beat in different ways and their balance. From Courtney taking 9 shots to Copper taking 11 shots. All 5 starters were taking between a 9 and 11 shots. So, a lot of times you go in the game plans and you might attack someone or you try to make someone high volume. Their balance is really, really impressive. And then you bring Quigley off the bench and your whole defensive schemes change. So they're really talented. They have a bunch of veterans that understand how to play. They have a lot of offensive weapons. So it makes it really difficult. And they're going to score. So your message to your team, in our case, Doug, is stick at it. It's easy for Chicago to get teams to panic and all of a sudden change game plans early in the game and try to scrap everything they've worked on leading up to the game and try something new. You've got to stick to it. There's going to be runs. There's going to be stretches where Chicago looks really good. Can you find enough stretches, to hang in there and put yourself in position, to have a great outcome?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Alexa?
Hi, Curt. Now that you're back on the sidelines preparing for the specific matchup, and you guys had a few days to really hone in on the scout, how did you think the team did in preparing for the game and getting to the game plan under their belts?
Yeah, I think they're tired of watching Chicago film. That's for sure. When you play 3 out of 4 times against them, but good. They were receptive to what I saw. When you sit in the living room and you watch these 2 games, it slows down. You don't have the emotion of the crowd. You don't have the emotion of officials. You don't, it doesn't go too fast. So I got to share what I saw, through the good and the areas where we could be better at. And so we've tried to address those over the last 48 hours of practice. And again, the message is stick at it. This is what we're going to try. And when we're struggling at times, we're going to try it harder. We're going to try to be better at it. Then we're going to try different people at it before we panic and change, certainly our schemes and our philosophy going into tonight.
Kim?
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Hey, Kim.
I know you look back at the last 2 times you guys played them. I know in game 1, you were happy with how the guards got into the paint. Game 2, you were happy with Brianna and your post players established themselves. So in order for both of those things to happen in one game, what small details need to be addressed or need to be keyed on?
Yeah, we have to find our tempo. What tempo can we be successful at? We can't let Chicago speed us up. Their length on pass entries bothered us the first game, but we got into the paint. The next game, they did a better job at containing our guards, but then we were able to pass it into the paint. 19 turnovers against them on average over those 2 games is just too high. They're too dynamic going from defense to offense to be able to guard them in transition if you take poor shots or if you have turnovers. And 19 turnovers on average against the Chicago team is just going to lead to too many transition points and put you behind the 8 ball. So Kim, the big thing is we've got to get our turnovers. Our goal is always 12. Can we get under 14 against the Chicago? Can we play and get shots on goal and then get our tails back and be ready to guard them? as they come attacking at us very early in the shot clock.
Great. And then when you do get them in the half court defending them, any improvements that you want to see in that area of the game compared to the first two?
The big thing for us is finishing plays. They have so many weapons, but what's underrated about them is they're a very underrated offensive rebounding team. So you have to finish possessions. They're going to make a bunch of shots. Over the last 5, I think they're shooting 48% from the field. Upper 30% from the 3-point line, 90% from the foul line. Like literally over the last 5, they're almost a 50-40-90 team. Not just individually, they're almost a 50-40-90 team. But what kills you then is high as shooting as they are a very underrated offensive rebounding team. So you got to finish possessions when you can string together some misses.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Doug?
Curt, I know it's new this year. Have you guys talked about the Commissioner's Cup? I mean, this is a huge game for the standings of that. I know you focused on winning WNBA titles, but you kind of need to be up for that first Commissioner's Cup championship in a month or 2 months.
It is an absolutely huge Commissioner's Cup game. The winner tonight controls their destiny. Is there, truly in the driver's seat. With Chicago already playing 8 Commissioner Cups games, if they win tonight and they sweep us, now they have the tiebreaker. It's going to be very, very difficult, and we would need help. If we win tonight and split the series, we control our own destiny and clearly have a 2-game lead in the loss column on them with 4 to go. And so the winner tonight takes a huge step forward to representing the East in that game.
Do you guys talk about it? I mean, is it something like, hey, we got to win this game so we can, usually we make the playoffs, but here we make the Commissioner's Cup or have a chance to solidify our spot?
We haven't talked about it much through the year, but this game is absolutely doing what I think the league was hoping it was doing. It is talked about. Both teams know what's on the line tonight. Driver's seat, big time step forward to who could represent the East in this game. I gotta believe there's dollar signs on both whiteboards in both locker rooms. Money matters to these players, understandably. So this is a big game, Doug, and it has clearly been talked about in our locker room.
Thanks, Curt.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Curt? All right. Thank you.